Hi, and welcome back to a special edition of CigarTIME TV. This is the all-women's show. We sent the boys packing to the fields, make them work, actually go do something, and decided to have the women of Cigar Cigars sit on the panel and talk about really good stuff. Cigars and women in cigars and women in the industry. So introducing these beautiful women. To my left, we'll start with Nia, who you guys all remember.
Hi.
Robin, who used to be a rep for Villiker and Christoph. You remember her from a couple episodes. And Nancy, who is our newest member of Cigar Cigars. She's doing a great job. So we're going to kind of get into it. We're going to start with the, our only cigar, the H. Upmann Grupo de Maestro, the Connecticut version. Really good cigar. I like this one.
This will be my first time trying it.
This will also
I hope my sentiments are the same.
My first.
Would anybody like to tell us about the blend?
Well, I guess I could. So the blend on this cigar, which is the H. Upmann Grupo de Maestros, is an Ecuadorian Connecticut seed wrapper, a Dominican binder, and a Nicaraguan filler.
You can cut it.
Yeah, we are cutting now.
Sorry, my bad. You can keep talking. You can go ahead and cut it.
It's so cool.
I gave the blend already.
We do have a special Maduro cap on this as well.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now it's not a double cap. It's just a Maduro cap on the top, so you can get a little taste of sweetness on the palate and the lips before you actually smoke the cigar.
Now, is this typical for their cigars to have the Maduro cap on it? So this was something special.
This is something new.
Oh wow.
Now,
although I don't know how
Robin.
well the functionality is because I cut it below the shoulder and it's already.
Well, you're only supposed
off.
to nip the tip.
Oh, I did nip the tip.
Oh, okay.
Nip the tip. That sounds painful. I don't know.
You know, it's funny. Like when I'm lighting, like when guys are in the store and they're lighting their cigar, and they're always like this, and I'm like, hey, you gotta be gentle with the click. See, and it works.
Aww.
Every time. I mean, that's just my little sayings. I like to call them Tia isms. Everybody loves my Tia isms.
They're definitely yours for sure.
So a little background on the cigar. This is a partnership with Rafael Nodal, who is the head of the product, I don't know, capability. I was thinking, like, what is product capability? I never heard that.
Capability?
Before. Yeah,
Product
capability. Maybe he's just in charge of, like, overseeing everything with the product from start to finish. I'm not exactly sure. But he did that collaboration with the Grupo de Maestros to come up with this H. Upmann blend. And they actually did this in honor of the 175th anniversary of H. Upmann, which I believe is the oldest, one of the oldest cigar brands out there.
Right. I believe it got its start in Cuba, am I correct? Yeah. H. Upmann was a banker who went to Cuba, and then he ended up crossing the lines of business there in banking and then buying a cigar shop, right? A local cigar shop or store or something like that. Yeah. And then starting from there, which I found quite interesting. The journey beyond that point became even more interesting.
Well, some people, when they first start, I want to say like it's like a 50-50 thing I've started to notice. In the beginning, I believe most of them were like, this is what they did. This is how they were raised. They were, you know, like if your parents started a business, you would take over and then take over and take over. What I'm seeing now is a lot of like businessmen getting into the cigar industry and starting up their own cigar companies and things like that. So for him to do that far back is very innovative.
There's enough business in manufacturers at this point that anybody could do that with the right amount of money.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I believe his successors were his nephews, am I right?
I don't know. Probably.
After,
It's a family
it was
thing.
his nephews.
Yeah, it's a family thing. So what I noticed interesting about this cigar is the sizes, the vitolas, and I was like, what's up with this, with the sizes? So I wanted to bring that up as a topic for today about the different sizes that we see that are no longer the standard. They're no longer a 6 by 52 or 6.5 by 52 or 7 and I think it's 3/4 by 48 for Churchill.
Oh wow, you're good. Size does matter though. So that's taken into consideration.
Corona, which is what? A Corona is a 6.5 by 44, I think, something like that. So I wanted to talk about that. So these sizes here, which I found really interesting, was a 5 by 52, a 6 by 50, a 6 1/8 by 52, which is Bellicoso, and then the Churchill is a 6 3/4 by 48. You know, so it's like, you know, what do you guys think about that? Like, why do you think they play with the sizes? I mean,
from what I've gathered, and I haven't been smoking half as long as some of the people in the room or my fellow cast here, but I think that with size, it changes the flavor of the cigar depending upon, you know, the width or length of it. And I don't know, like I prefer a Toro size over most other sizes or something smaller. I'm not like a Churchill smoker, so.
I kind of like that they cut the Churchill down just a little bit. Maybe they're trying to make it more appealing.
I mean, it is long.
Yeah, but a 48 ring. When 50s and 52s, 54s are more popular right now.
Are they?
I think so.
Why is that
I think
though?
Corona's coming back. That's my baby.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they blend the cigar in the first place. So I like the Corona size, but I don't know. I just found it interesting when I was doing the research on this, and I saw the sizes. Like, what the heck? Like, where'd they get that from? You know, like, I'm gonna cut it here, I'm gonna shorten it there, I'm gonna fatten it there. You know, so maybe it tastes better in those different sizes.
I mean, that's just something that you could speculate on.
You know what? I wish we would have been smoking different sizes.
And then we could have gave our opinions based on size.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own personal preference as it pertains to size, so, and taste, for sure.
Well,
So,
Robin,
makes a difference.
you've got, you know, a different insight than us because you got to be in the factory a lot more. You know, you were around like the whole entire thing, whereas as just working in retail, you know, we don't really get to see that. So,
I've actually never been in a factory.
are you serious?
I've been to like Calle Ocho in Miami, but I've never left the country.
Oh.
I've dodged that one. And everybody says you should travel outside, and it's just never been something that I personally was interested in. I might be starting in retail. I've had opportunities to go, but I don't know. It's just not for travel's not for some people.
Okay, well that's all right. All right. Well, I didn't know that when asked that question. I mean,
but
yeah,
you've been to the DR, right, Tay?
I was.
Elaborate for
I was
us.
at
Tell
the
us about your
factory.
experience.
It was fun. I mean, it was a lot more than I thought that took to go into making a cigar. Fortunately, I didn't get to the fields because it was this huge downpour the day I was supposed to go. So there was just no way you were going in the fields. But just the way it's not segregated, but the women have, you know, what's better for them to do, and the men have what's better for them to do. So, well, they do.
So goes life.
Because
right?
most men are, I don't say most men, they say some men are colorblind, so they can't really see the colors the way the women can see the colors and the leaves and stuff like that. So they have the women do the leaves, and their job is like really difficult, but then it also looked kind of like fun. You know, looked like they all were kind of like family, and it was just a nice environment to be in.
Right.
It was really cool.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, did it seem strenuous, or were they just out there just pulling?
No,
them
they're actually
and
inside a
looking,
building.
or-
Everybody's inside of a building. No one's really like outside.
So they grow all of the tobacco in-house? Like
No. They have a field, but the field's not where the factory is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you have to drive to the field.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't get a chance to go. But like his factory is like a compound almost. You know, it's freaking huge. It's awesome.
Well, I think working together like a family
go ahead. I'm sorry.
is because they're doing something like love.
And they probably are
Absolutely.
mostly family.
Well, you can work with family and not very much get along.
That's the sort
I
of
think you have to
from-
love what you're doing.
From factory through industry, through retail, what we're doing is such a small community that from the bottom to the top, it's almost like a family vibe, no matter what position you're holding or what you're doing.
And they're just as important. I mean, they're so important. If anything, they're more important, you know, because they're the ones that are making sure you know, you're getting a quality cigar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, even from the packaging, you know, and then they make it fair where the person that's grading the cigar, I think they bring them up blind or something like that, so you don't know the roller
Really?
that did it. So that
That's
way you're not
interesting.
passing their stuff because, you know what I mean?
You had like favorites
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
exactly. So I thought that was
Wow.
interesting how they did that. And then the way they mold it and stuff, it was really cool. It was a great experience.
that. I'm sure it
Something that I
was.
think people should experience. Robin,
I would love to.
I think just about anybody would, and everybody asks me constantly why I don't. And I'm from seeing the videos to watching DVDs and doing my online research. Just travel just isn't for everybody, and it's not for
no,
me.
it's not.
I feel like I could travel all over the United States, or I could go to, you know, Connecticut or Virginia and experience the same thing without me having to go
Yeah,
abroad.
well, but you never
Absolutely.
did because your factories that, well, the factories that the companies you work for, they were abroad, correct?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That's it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's all right.
Cayocho was fun though.
Yeah, where's that?
Miami.
Oh, I've never been to that one.
I'll go to Miami any day.
All right, well, let's go. Let's all take a trip.
To Miami?
We're going to take the company card and we're going to go there. We're going to all experience this factory.
Well, nobody told you the company card's made out of saltine crackers. It's not accepted.
I thought it was rice crackers. Okay, moving along. Oh, first impressions. Nancy, you want to start?
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm actually
It started
liking
out
it.
not harsh like some, but smooth. Good flavor. So
Yeah.
far, very good.
Mia?
So far, I'm enjoying it. Is it medium, mild, medium, or
Mild plus
Because
to
I would say,
medium.
yeah, it has a little bit of kick to it. Like, and I taste some nuttiness, and then a little hint of spice or pepper. I don't know if it's white
Pepper.
or black.
I'm getting the black pepper.
Yeah, so I'm
Me too.
definitely picking up on that. But it's pretty good so far.
See,
Not
and
that
maybe
far in.
I ate too many hot fries today because it's
Oh.
Why
very
did
mellow.
you eat hot fries?
It tastes super mellow to me. I almost get
Yeah?
like almost no spice.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, picking
very
it up.
nutty and buttery and creamy.
I'm picking up
taste
more
the
of that than
nuttiness, but-
spicy.
No
I'm-
butter.
I'm getting this like a sweet cream, pepper,
I don't
and
have any
earthy.
no
I'm getting
aftertaste,
earthy.
though.
I'm getting earthy though, and there's no aftertaste. There's
No.
nothing on your palate.
And this is brand new. It just came out at IPCPR this summer.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly
Oh,
surprised.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
I like this sort of revival of Connecticut. You know, it's something I used to be into, and then I got into Maduros and some stronger blends, but I've sort of reverted back to Connecticut now that there's like a little bit of an explosion. I think people are starting to turn back around and enjoy the smoothness of these cigars.
I
Well,
think,
being a-
go ahead.
Being more of a Maduro, Habano, fuller strain, fuller body, for something like this, I would smoke it again.
I would
It's
totally
not
Definitely,
something I
I
would have
would.
picked up before, but I would now.
Like when you walk by, you're like, nah.
Yeah,
but then
it's not my.
you're like, but want to try that Connecticut? I'm not sure, you know, because you know how you're gonna feel if you get let down.
Exactly, I go for what I'm used to.
Because you know you're not gonna get let down.
Yeah.
Now, guys,
But
well,
it's good to-
girls, no guys on the panel today.
No, guys.
Would you guys think that? See, I said it again. Girls, do you all think that, ladies, you all think that a medium to fuller body smoker would enjoy this if they wanted a milder cigar?
Absolutely.
First thing in the day.
Really?
Yeah,
Cigar.
it
Yes.
would have to be first thing in the day.
Yeah.
What I would really like to see is a Connecticut wrapper as bold as possible. I know I believe there's some so minute out there. I can't remember, but I would like to see that more. I would like. I mean, why? Just because it's a Connecticut, do they tend to go lighter?
I mean,
Just
it
like
would
with
take
the-
them having to like beef up the interior blend, like maybe adding Ligero.
Yeah, it's just to
Yeah.
me, it's more adding that Ligero and maybe
Chuck a Maduro binder
I'm
on there.
thinking not Viso. I'm thinking Seco maybe. But no, I thought Seco made it sweet.
I think it would be nice to have a little more pepper
Okay.
with the creaminess and the smooth. Just a little. I like the pepper in a cigar.
Well, see, now that we're talking about that, I wanted to get into the pairings and why they're important. Because now that we just said that, we're looking for a little bit more. With this cigar, if we drank something... Well, first, before I do that, let me ask you, do you think drinking a beverage with a cigar changes the flavor? Enhances it or balances it or whatever?
I think
Whoever
it,
wants to start.
I think it does, but in a way, it depends on what you're drinking. It complements it. It shouldn't take away the original taste of the cigar, because you want to be able to either enhance those elements that are coming naturally from the cigar, or you don't like overpowering it with something that might be too strong. It would take away from it.
No, but I'm saying
So
changing
complementing
it. Do you think it can change it up? Like okay, so let me. I guess let me get my point. So I guess what I'm saying with what she just said was I would like more pepper, right, in this.
Oh,
So,
okay.
see what I'm saying? Would a beverage add
With a
more
beverage,
pepper?
add
See
more.
what
So
I'm
depending
saying?
on what you're
Exactly.
drinking.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so
Of course, because you're coating your
but
palate.
this is for the audience, not
Yeah.
for me.
We also tell
I
you,
know
but
this.
you coat your palate. So if you're
Yeah.
coating your palate with something like a certain type of bourbon with a cigar like this, you're going to add smoky textures, and you're going to add different types of flavors. Where if you're going to have coffee, you're going to enhance the nuttiness, and it all plays on the flavors that your palate picks up.
I mean, there's certainly times when I want something to drink that will enhance it. And there's some times that I just enjoy the cigar so much that I'll drink water because I just want to taste
The cigar.
the cigar.
Nice.
Funny
I
enough,
don't want to change
with
it.
the amount of lounges I've been in, there's an overwhelming amount of guys that pair their cigars with like Coke and Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah, I don't
yes.
get that.
They do that here all the time.
Dr.
Like
Pepper.
Pepsi
That's
and Coke.
nasty.
Dr. Pepper.
To me,
I don't think that rounds it out.
I was about to say, to me, that would just totally blah the flavor of the cigar
no.
and give me a funky aftertaste in my mouth, because I think Coke and Pepsi have that anyway.
Oh my.
When
An
I talk
aftertaste.
about a soda with a cigar, I'll always hear someone go, Dr. Pepper.
Really?
And I agree with that. There's something peppery about Dr. Pepper. There's just a different taste than just having a Coke or Pepsi. There
I
is
might have
something
to
in
try
Dr. Pepper.
it.
Well, I've been told, though, that if you drink it with a Pepsi by some of our members who are actually here who do this, and you eat chocolate, well, the peanut chews in the vending machine, it does something with it in regards to the flavor. Like, it makes it taste better. And I was like, really?
I'll admit to eating chocolate before smoking a cigar
Really?
because that really,
I do
yeah,
like chocolate
yeah, there
with
is
a
something
cigar.
that just stays
Huh.
with that.
Matter of
That's
fact, my drink of
interesting.
choice is either coffee or hot chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
Coffee.
Wow.
Have a hot chocolate with a cigar. It like almost makes it taste like you're eating like mixed nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. I haven't had hot
Well, that's the
chocolate with a
perfect thing
cigar.
in the morning is a lighter cigar with coffee. Perfect.
Yeah.
The boldness of the coffee, the lighter of the cigar.
Tequila.
Oh, tequila.
Y'all already know
Not first thing in
what
the
I'm doing. First thing in the morning. Thank you. Just a little to wake you up.
That's tough because Nancy and I both don't drink alcohol.
Nancy, you don't drink?
I do not drink.
Oh, wow.
Well, send your drinks Tia and I's
There
way.
you
We'll
go.
drink.
Which
We'll
is
split
why I
'em.
know what ginger ale goes with, what. And you can do fruits too. I
There
do
you
grapefruit
go.
juice with seltzer.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that
and
probably
some
makes
of
her
the
taste
citrus.
like she's drinking.
All right, a little bit of that, but no. The citrus does lend to the cigar, which is good.
You know, because it's like club soda or something. Like, you know, I don't
And then
know.
grapefruit juice is a little bit bitter. So
Yeah, so there
It's
you
the
go.
Totally
citrus.
alcoholic
The citrus
vibe.
Yeah,
with
that's
it
a, got the alcoholic vibe, but it's non-alcoholic.
So we drink, but we save our livers at the same time.
Oh, what you
Yeah.
guys saying?
Sorry, ladies.
Oh
Isn't that
my
nice?
word. I
No,
drink a lot
just
of
got a
water
physical,
though.
Thank you, and mine is pumping just fine.
And I get to drive home.
We have to drink responsibly with our cigars.
So, I did have a pairing for our guests because we were doing that on the shows with the guys. So, in tradition, I'll keep with that. So, I actually found this one that would go really nice. And according to going back to what I was saying about wanting more pepper, this would actually give you more pepper. It's Early Times 354 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's 80 proof. It's from Brown Foreman. It has a nice amber look to it, and it's spicy with sweet fruit. God, I'm like John. I can't read my handwriting. Fresh oak and notes of caramel and vanilla. And I would like that with this. That would go nice. And I think it would enhance the pepper and kind of give you that intensity
Yeah, 'cause it has a
that
lot
you're
going
lacking,
on.
that you feel like you're lacking. Because I think certain, I don't like a cigar where, I'm smoking it, it's got nice flavors, but where's my intensity? Where's my change up? Where's, Give me a little something.
They still make vanilla Coke
Absolutely.
because I could go for one of them with this.
They do,
right?
here in
Vanilla
Coke.
Coke? Okay.
It's hit and miss. Sometimes you can catch it near the checkout at
That would
Walmart.
be nice.
You know what I'm mad about Coke? I still haven't seen my name on the cans
Oh
yet.
my word.
Man,
Well,
everybody's name but mine.
I've come
I
to
never got
terms.
mine.
You didn't get Robin?
With a Y?
Oh, not with a Y. You'll
My
never
name
see
will
that.
never end up on a Coke bottle. It's just never going to happen.
That's
Hey,
funny.
even something generic like Nancy has never been put on there.
Really? That's funny. So I have another question for you guys, since you know, just to give our audience, you know, a little look into our life or whatever. How do you think customers react to us when they see us in the stores, and whether okay, so we were talking about this earlier, whether we are a customer ourselves or working in the stores. So I've never been a customer. I've always worked in the cigar industry, and before I started working, I never went to buy a cigar or you know, buy a cigar for somebody. So I started as an employee, as a retailer. So for you guys, I don't know, you said you started off as a customer.
I started off as a customer here, yeah.
So how were, like, we remember we were talking about this earlier, like the
But
reactions.
for me, if I see a sign that says cigars, I have to stop. Because not every place carries the same cigar. We all know there's so many out there. As a customer, I'm treated much more differently than working in the shop. I'm more accepted as someone who's working here, but at the same time, sometimes, it is more like you're a cashier. I know what I'm looking for. As a customer, 7 out of 10 when I walk in, if it's a man, very accepting, very accepting. The times that I have to hear, "Are you buying for your husband?"
Yeah.
I'm sure that
is the biggest. Just after all these years, I let it roll.
Yeah.
I let it roll now, and but I've had some bad experience in shops that I won't go back into because of it.
wow.
There was one experience in particular that stands out in my mind, and I'm going back like 15 years, so I'm coming up on 20 years in the industry. And I went around to a local shop, didn't know I worked in the industry, with a guy I was dating at the time, and he didn't know anything about cigars. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing things I'd like, and there's this humidor, won't say what kind, but I knew the seal was junk on it. And he's trying so hard to sell this guy I'm with this humidor, and I keep saying, no, it's just, don't even worry about it. But he's continuing to push the topic with him. I'm thinking to myself, he has no idea that I'm the one that's here shopping, not this guy. And that was it. I left. I couldn't take it because he was just so pushy. You know, and I don't want to you never want to tell somebody. Sometimes you do, but like when I go into a store, I don't want them to know that I work in a cigar store. Obviously now they all know because I was a rep, but before then, I wanted to go in and just be a regular person.
Yes,
But it's
absolutely.
very difficult when they think that you're just some simpleton woman.
For me, I think it's probably similar in certain respects, but a little bit different. So I did smoke here and there on occasion prior to actually working in the shop, but I do believe that after coming in and working, you know, in a cigar shop, it was definitely different. I feel like there is still that element there of, wow, women smoke cigars, simply because it's like something that's been taboo since I don't even remember when that women would smoke cigars. I remember reading an article in the Cigar Aficionado on different women celebrities who smoke cigars and how in certain sects they were looked at a little bit differently because it's sort of like the all boys club in a way.
Yes.
And
Yes.
some of
Not
us,
women
you know,
allowed, too much estrogen. I'm like, you need some of that.
some of us, I guess, broke the glass ceiling in that sense, and you know, we kind of rebelled in a sense. And I enjoy smoking cigars, like I actually like it. And some men are like, oh my gosh, you smoke cigars, but some men, they enjoyed that a woman smokes a cigar, and they're like, it's a bonding point for them and you. Like you can talk
Absolutely.
and break different divides, because just cigars in general are a talking point when you're talking to other cigars.
I
was
find
looking
being
at-
out that once a man realizes you know what you're talking about, and then it changes.
Oh, the respect level's up
the
there.
respect level changes. At first, I think they think it's just something that you're trying to do. But once they find out, I love that feeling.
Well, I looked
The
it up.
respect changes.
2% of American women smoke cigars,
Wow.
which equates to 3 million women. So where are you?
Come on down.
Yeah,
We're looking
come
for
hang.
you. Come hang with us. All right, so let's do final reviews, ladies. Since I started with Nancy, I'll start with Nancy.
The flavor has changed a little bit. A little bit stronger, I think, as far as the smoothness that it started out with. Still very enjoyable. Like I said, it hasn't changed for me that I would pick this up again, even though I am the fuller strain, so they'll still be my go-to.
So
But
what do you rate it from 1 to 10?
give it a 7.
Okay.
Give it a 7.
All right. Nia.
So I'm enjoying it. I definitely agree. The flavor certainly has changed. I'm enjoying it still, no less, but it didn't pick up in strength to the point where it's like so different that it just changed to where it blew my mind. But it's a good cigar, so I would rate it at an 8.5. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think an 8.5.
I am highly
bad.
impressed with this cigar. I love a Connecticut, and I like the fact that it doesn't change a whole lot and still stays pretty creamy, and I don't have any heavy weight on my palate. More impressed than I thought I would be. It's been a long time since I've had one of the big name brand cigars that I was that impressed with. I would definitely smoke it again. I would give it an 8.23.
Oh man, I can't do the math on that. You better do the math on what y'all gave me. Where's Art's brain when I need it? No. Okay, I'm going to agree with you. I am impressed with this. Lately I've been impressed with a lot of Ecuadorian Connecticut's, and I think a lot of it has to do with they added a little Nicaraguan in there because if it would have just been straight Dominican, I don't know.
I love Dominican.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just so not partial to Dominican tobacco. I think once I really started getting into Nicaraguan tobacco, I was like, wow, just the way it just seems like so much more flavor comes out of Nicaraguan tobacco than Dominican. Sometimes to me, Dominican's like almost like a one-noter.
I like that though.
Oh, okay.
I don't like
See, I'm with
chains.
I'm with
like
the
to say
Nicaraguan.
I
the
don't like
same.
chains.
So considering the price point, the packaging I think is very simple and very, it's bright. And it's my Grupo de Maestros, man. I love them. I actually got to meet a couple of them. So I'm going to give this a solid 9. I'm going to give it a solid 9 based off of flavor. Again, it surprised me, and the packaging and price point. It's right in the the sweet spot. I believe it's 8 something to 9. So, yep. All right, ladies. Well, that was a lot of fun. And next week, we're going to bring this back to you next week. And I would like to indulge a little bit more on the customer retail side experience that we get, because we didn't get to really talk about that as far as when they come in and they see us working around with other men, the reactions and things that we get. So we'll pick that topic back up, and we'll have a couple more things that we like to talk about. The next show we're doing is the Rocky Patel Prohibition, so stay tuned next week for that. Quakertown should be opening soon or open. 12 Days of Christmas is coming up starting December 1st.
Yeah.
Go, ladies. Smoke sweet, everybody. Bye.